Jake Claver recently gave his thoughts on XRP reaching $10,000, and today we're going to walk through exactly what he said, what conditions he believes that would need to happen first, and also whether any of it actually makes sense. He also talked about the classic question that everyone asks, which is how much XRP do I actually need to retire? We'll go through all of that plus a few other clips worth breaking down. But before we do, a quick mention, whenever the market gets wild, I usually trade on Bitunix because it's very simple to use. The platform also doesn't lag during big moves. I will leave the link in the description if you want to check it out. All right, so let's get into it. Let's begin with the topic, the big topic, which is the idea of $10,000 XRP. Jake doesn't dismiss it outright, but he also doesn't treat it like some overnight miracle. He says that if you're planning to hold for a long time, 5-digit XRP isn't impossible, but it depends on the derivatives market running on top of XRP and Codius. And after that, he gets into the question that never goes away, which is how much XRP does someone need to be able to retire? He explains that it really comes down to your personal goals, and wealth isn't one number for everyone, as we all know. It's about the cost of the life that you want. Jake says that to calculate the expenses for your dream lifestyle and aim to earn double that amount through a passive income, so you're financially free without worrying or relying on a job or a boss. He believes that earning somewhere between 8% and 12% yearly on XRP will be realistic when more yield strategies become available. He asks viewers to really think about what they would want if money became a non-issue, whether that's a house, a car, helping someone, or something that is more personal. So after that, he basically shifts into tokenization. Jake doesn't just expect stocks to suddenly appear as crypto tokens overnight, and he says that settlement will come first using specialized networks like Polymesh or Hedera. Based on the conversations that he's had, he thinks that real stock tokenization might show up around the second half of 2026. And he also says that different blockchains may handle different layers of the process, and one might settle trades while another issues the token. And he also explains this with a simple example. So if XRP were $1, you would need a million XRP to move $1 million. And if XRP were $1 million, you would only need one token. So the higher the price, the more efficient the network becomes, as we all know. And in his opinion, XRP is designed to work optimally around $10,000. And next, he basically talks about ETFs. Next week, 4 major XRP ETFs are launching. Franklin Templeton, Bitwise 21 shares, and Coin shares. That alone could trigger significant demand because there are only around 3 billion XRP on exchanges right now. And if these funds start absorbing supply, and things could definitely escalate quickly. And this is all happening while governments are preparing huge liquidity injections. And Japan, on the other hand, is working on a $100 billion stimulus package. Trump is pushing for new stimulus checks, and JP Morgan expects 300 billion in liquidity to be announced soon. Also, there is China that's injecting trillions. The Bank of Canada is restarting QE, and the Fed is expected to end quantitative tightening. So basically, this is the opposite of 2021 when liquidity vanished and markets collapsed. And if global money printing ramps up again, some of that liquidity will definitely inevitably flow into risk assets, including crypto. And we are also seeing the public narrative shifting. So people who strongly doubted XRP in the past, like Scott Melker, are beginning to actually acknowledge the community's size and the commitment. Even if they don't fully embrace it yet, they can't ignore the excitement and also the demand anymore. And honestly, if XRP does climb to the levels that Jake talks about, a lot of critics will look back and realize that they had the chance to understand it earlier, but they didn't. But it is the case with crypto in a way. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.